If you have been following along with the channel for the last week or so, you know we've been covering all of the new Whoop products that they just announced last week, and we are here to do our first side-by-side comparison with the Whoop 5.0 and the Whoop MG. If you're interested in how these compare with the older outgoing Whoop Band 4.0, we'll have a whole three-way video coming up in the very near future, so make sure to subscribe and thumbs up this video if you want to see that information in addition to these. But first things first, jumping right into it, there are some different hardware options in these packaging, as well as feature sets with these two devices, but it is very minimal and it might surprise you. So first things first, this new one membership band that you get, that comes with the basic inexpensive option for the 5.0 sensor, is going to give you a different band, and that is going to be the new Core-Knit band. That is, again, meant to be their more inexpensive offering. But what I can tell you from wearing this for the first couple of days before we got the new MG, this is actually very comfortable. It's a little more stretchy, it's breathable, and it does feel mighty nice. I do also like the matte kind of silverish black, almost charcoal look on the clasp itself, and that is very nice to see. And one of the other main difference with the entry level offering here is you do not get that wireless charger that has been synonymous with Whoop for a while. You actually get this baby right here, and it is a braided cable. It is a USB-C cable, but it does need to be plugged in to charge. That does not come out. This is what you're stuck with unless you update to one of the upper plans, or you get the MG that does by default come with that wireless charger that we're familiar with from the Whoop 4.0 band. Even though there is some differences here, you can see it size-wise and design-wise as well. But again, we'll talk about everything Whoop 4.0 in a future video with comparison to both of these devices. As always, I prefer the wireless option. It is nice to be able to just slide this over and charge on the go instead of having to take the band off. That was Whoop's whole thing behind all of this. It's meant to never come off your body. However, you can see they pivoted from that and went back to a wired option for keeping costs down with the new 5.0 basic plan. Again, you can get this wireless puck separately. You can also get it included in one of the upper level membership tiers with the 5.0 as well. Just wanted to show you this one because, again, this is the most inexpensive option. Beyond that, the main differences that you'll see here with these two bands is not the size-wise here because they are very comparable. It's going to be the sides here on the left and right of the ECG band where you will put your fingers for that ECG reading. It does take about 30 seconds. You can do it on demand, but just something I wanted to let you know. Again, the bands that work with even the 5.0 do not work with the MG simply because of that right there. They're just not included. Kind of crazy. So yes, if you use multiple devices or have multiple of these in the household, you will need separate bands for each. And if you're unaware also, 4.0 bands are not compatible due to that 7% size difference here as well. Now, the two main updates and features that you will see here are going to be in the Health app, and these are really the two that differentiate it. We know Health Span is not unique to the MG. You can use that on either device. But what isn't unique to both and is just to the MG is going to be the ECG report, like we said, and the ability to take a new ECG reading on demand, like we said before. Aside from that, you will have blood pressure insights, and that is also going to be the differentiation between these two models. Aside from that, as crazy as it sounds, is going to be the only differences. I want to go ahead and pull out our scale here as well to show you guys from a weight perspective and all that. Let's turn this on. All right, so let's go ahead and set the scale to 0, and we'll take the Whoop MG sensor with the band on, and we're getting 28 grams for that one. And then for the Whoop 5.0, 26. So just an ever so slight difference. So again, 5.0, 26 grams, and about 27 grams for the MG. Again, very, very comparable there. But if you're looking for the lightest one, you know the 5.0 is going to be the way to go. Aside from that, the actual sensors themselves, here's the MG. you can see exactly how it looks. I'm not going to take it off the band necessarily. It doesn't really make a big difference, but you can see what that looks like. I'll set it right here while I open the 5.0 band. And again, putting these side by side, let's turn them the same direction even. They are very, very comparable. I actually don't think there is a difference between them aside from the ECG reader. And you can see, let's flip the band around, even the actual sensors look identical on the bottom. You can see this one says 5.0, this one says MG if the light hits it right. Hopefully you guys can see that on camera. So yeah, very, very comparable stylistic wise. Again, this clasp, when it's closed, is the only thing that you can tell makes this an MG, thanks to those grooves for the ECG reader. Not much else to it at all. So, flipping these closed, obviously there's a ton of new band options, and we will be doing a hands-on in a future video for that, for some of those new offerings as well. And again, another differentiating factor that I almost skipped out on is the band itself. This does come with a higher band, not the cornet. I actually forgot the name, I apologize for it. But yeah, this does have a little different feel and not as much stretch to it as this cornet one does. They both feel pretty good. They both are breathable and are meant to be worn throughout your day. You jump in the water with them. I don't think it'll hold moisture too much. It should dry up, but just something for you guys to be aware of. And again, that is going to be the majority of the changes. As crazy as it is, like we showed you in the app, that is it. Blood pressure insights, heart screener, and that's it. Where they're going to get you is the huge difference in price from Life to the One membership. You're talking about over $320 for the Life subscription, as opposed to your typical 100 and change for the One. Even that went up, so just keep all of that in mind when you go to make your decision. I will say also, you can't go wrong with either one. If you're not coming from a prior 4.0 band, you're not going to know the difference. But these do feel nicer, lighter. Battery life is identical with the 14 days that they quoted at. I would expect to get more closer to probably a 11-day point. I never seemed to get the full 5 days that this was originally rated at. But again, it's going to depend on usage, how much you're tracking, how much heavy lifting it's doing. So just something to keep in mind there as well. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. That's it for this one. What do you want to see as far as comparisons in our next video? Obviously, like we said, we will be doing that three-way mashup just so you guys get a look at all three of these side by side so you can make your judgment call as well. But that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.